Welcome back to the I Get Better podcast. This is your host, Charlene Renee.
And I'm Phaedra.
And we are coming to you with our very first video. It's not live, but a video episode of us doing our I Get Better podcast. So we actually are in the same place. So we are here in cold ATL, Atlanta, for the weekend. So we decided to bring our I Get Better podcast to you via video for the very first time. So let's jump right in. What are we going to be talking about today, Phaedra?
I get better when I pursue my purpose.
All right, yeah. So we are going to be talking about how to get better at pursuing your purpose. We thought this was a very good topic for us to discuss, being that we are here together and we are participating in a weekend where we are focusing on pursuing our purpose, not only with the I Get Better podcast, but also with our put this stuff on silent now. Come on.
I thought it was
Come on
silent.
now.
You shouldn't have called
You're
it
embarrassing us in front of our friends. So we are in the process of pursuing our purpose and walking in the things that we find passion in. So we definitely wanted to address this topic really, really briefly with you today because we got to catch a flight. So we won't be here for a long time, but we'll be here for a good time today.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. All right. So let's just jump right in. So let's define the thing because, that's what we do here on the I Get Better podcast. So I have the definition of pursue, and then I also have the definition of purpose. So we're talking about pursuing our purpose. So pursue is defined as to follow something or someone in order to catch or attack them. So it sounds scary.
I mean, depending on what you pursue.
Yeah, right. So follow something or someone, or it's also defined as to seek to attain or accomplish a goal over a long period. So that's a little bit better.
You can attack your purpose.
We can attack it. We really want to attack it because we want to make sure that we get it done. If we are fervently attacking our purpose, then we can make sure that we can fulfill it. So that's the definition of pursue. Now, also, we want to define the word purpose. So the Webster or Merriam Dictionary defines purpose as the reason for which something is done or created or for which something exists, or a person's sense of resolve or determination. So why are you created and why you exist? I
like that.
That's what I always look at. What is my purpose? What is Charlene created to do? And why am I here?
And we have many different, you don't have to just have one purpose in life. I think but it's important to find what those purposes are. And I think that we all have something or some things that we were created for, we designed for, that really only we can do best. You know?
So, something that's innate to us. So
correct.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about why it's important. What is a reason for us to pursue our purpose? Because a lot of the times people don't know what purpose is, or they think that it's something that's just more of a spiritual or existential term that really doesn't have any solid meaning to it, or they don't feel like they have any real purpose, that they're kind of just here and existing. And without purpose, it's really difficult to maintain your zeal and your passion and your movement in life. And so I think it's definitely an essential part of life is to find your purpose and to pursue it. So some of the things that I kind of, when I was thinking about this topic, was what does it do for you? What benefit is there to having purpose and pursuing your purpose? So I wrote down a few things and we can kind of talk about them for a couple minutes. So some of the things that purpose provides for you when you identify what your purpose is. One of the things is direction. So it kind of tells you where you're going and what you should be doing. So when you're talking about going through life, like, what should I do? Whether it's for a career or other things, not necessarily for a job, but what is it that I am supposed to be doing with the time that I have on this earth? So it gives you a sense of direction. Another thing that it does is it provides you with motivation, like, and it energizes you, and it helps you wake up in the morning and get on your day and get on your way and actually have something to look forward to. With the time that you have. So when you are pursuing your purpose, it's really not a chore for you to get up in the morning, because you look forward to it and you have this energy and this drive to accomplish that thing because you're motivated, because it's a part of who you are.
Right.
And your purpose for being here. Another big thing I think is one of the most important things that purpose provides you with is hope.
Absolutely.
I find like a lot of people who are lost or not really clear on why they're here or why they should stay here, whether they're going through depression or just questioning living, it's because they don't have a sense of hope of something to look forward to. Right. So what I currently have or where I currently am is not all there is. And I have something to look forward to because it's a journey. Pursuing your purpose is not a one-day thing or one-time thing. So I know I'm not done yet. So I know I have hope and looking forward to completing this task in the future before my time is up.
I was reading this book, which I'm still reading, but one of the things he says in the book is that we were never meant to die with all of our quivers. So you think about going hunting and shooting a bow and arrow. A lot of times we save up those quivers, but what are we saving them for? And what a shame would it be to go through your whole life and not have used those things. And those quivers are really referring to those things in life that you afraid to maybe, shoot your shot at. Like your dreams, yeah. And so what a shame would it be for you to go through your life and you live your life with a whole big bag of quivers that you're just walking around with, but to never have shot them. And so I kind of think of that when we're talking about pursuing your purpose.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to leave it all on the table. At the end of the day, you want to be able to get to the end of your life and say you left nothing undone, or unsaid, or not tried that you really wanted to try, and regret not doing something because you are afraid or you didn't think it could happen for you or it was too big.
Right.
And so having a purpose is really tied to your dreams and your hopes and your desires and things that, it may not seem easy or plausible, but it's meant for you.
Right.
And so it's necessary. Right. Like, you don't want to be buried with all those things that you were purposed to do with the time that you have. So let's talk about how you can start to find out what your purpose is. Because how do you know what to be chasing and attacking?
Well, so those are some ways to get better at it then, would be sometimes it's in, reading some good books. Sometimes that is very helpful because I think that a lot of times we don't pursue our purpose because, number one, we have some stuff in us that we haven't really dealt with that's really serving as barriers for us. So even reading books to give yourself ideas, sometimes you just don't have any ideas. So knowledge is power. Mm-hmm. And yeah.
I think one thing is to self-reflect. So when I think of purpose, I think it's something that you were created to do. And so it's naturally attuned into your gifts, your strengths, and your talents. And one thing you could do to start, the very first thing, is to make a list of what am I good at? What am I naturally talented at and gifted at? And I have strengths doing. And it may make things clearer for you as to what you should be pursuing, spending the most of your time pursuing, because we were all born with something some kind of talent and some kind of strength and skill that you may need to develop or get a little better at and form some expertise in. But there's some things that we're just naturally good at. There are some people who are naturally funny, and they may be meant to be a big time comedian or be on TV acting and playing that role. There are people who are naturally gifted musically, and those are some of the people we're listening to on the radio or going to their concerts and their events. So it's finding your gifts and talents, writing it down. Ask your family and your friends, like, hey, what am I good at? What do you see in me that you think that is a strength of mine or a skill of mine? And start to write those things down. Another big thing that I did when I was on a journey of trying to find out, what should I be doing? What am I here for? I prayed. Like, I asked, I'm a believer. I believe that God put me here for a certain thing. And I want to know, okay, well, if I feel like you're the creator and you've put things in me, what would you have for me to do? What do you think I should be doing? And wait and listen and write those things down and start to work towards those things. Right. Yeah.
One of the things I always suggest, and I have done this, I did this myself, is I had a resume. And I looked at the different jobs that I had, and I looked at what I loved about each of those jobs. Mm-hmm. And so I kind of consolidated it. And I said, well, I know what I didn't like, but what did I really like about those jobs? And I was able to take that and to say, well, what kind of job can I get that would allow me to do the things that I loved in these jobs? Mm-hmm. So having a resume is also serving you as a reference if you don't feel comfortable talking to friends or family. That's
some self-reflection.
Self-reflection. Yeah. Okay. Also, guys, therapy.
Yeah.
Your therapist should be able to lead you with some information about career. I remember I've had clients that have had come in for anxiety and depression, and the root of it was we needed to change their job. So that affects your mental well-being. So ways to get better would be therapy also.
All right. Yeah. So we actually have to hurry because we have to catch our flights. But I do want to leave you with one more thing. So when you talk about a job, I want to say that your purpose is not only just what you do as far as work, but it's a part of who you are. Right. So don't just focus on the work aspect, but I think you really should be finding work that supports your purpose. Or even if you have a 9-to-5 and you do on the side, or your passion project or your side hustle may be your purpose activity, that's okay too. But the last thing I want to leave you with before we have to get out of here is to ask yourself a couple of questions. This helps you kind of start on the path of identifying your purpose. But what would you do if money was no object? Or what kind of work would you do for free? So not putting money tied into it or attaching it to, well, I do this because it makes a lot of money, or I won't do this because it doesn't pay enough money, even though I enjoy it. But what would you do if money wasn't an object or wasn't on the table for a factor to deciding how you would spend your time? And start from there. Like, what job or what work would you do for free? Every day. So that's a good start. We're definitely going to pick this up again. But while we're in here hustling and making this podcast for you and building our company, Greenhouse Counseling, that's us pursuing our purpose and walking in our purpose. And it took us years on this journey to get to this point. So
we courage.
Lots of courage, lots of prayer, faith, and understanding that this is what we are supposed to be doing. So we're doing it for you. Us helping people is a part of our purpose. Yeah. So we want you to continue to get better. Like, share, comment, subscribe, send us questions. We want to talk back to you. Check out our relationship series that we just released. And we're going to continue to keep bringing you more and more content in 2020. It's a new year. It's time to level up and continue to get better. So until next time.
We love y'all. Thank y'all.
Thanks for rocking with us. We got to get out of here. Got to catch those flights. Bye.